A woman passes by her boyfriend, who is already dead. She has to pretend not to notice, because the killer is standing nearby, watching her. She heads to the bathroom to shower, unaware that the killer has followed her, and now stands outside the door. Soon after finishing her shower, she opens the door and comes face to face with the killer. She reaches for her towel by the door, and the killer quickly pushes it toward her. As she wraps herself in the towel, she calls out her boyfriend's name. Only then does the killer realize she's blind. The woman goes to the refrigerator to prepare food, then turns to get something from a cabinet behind her. On her way back, she slips in a pool of blood and falls to the ground. Thinking she tripped on something, she feels around and suddenly touches a knife. Terrified, she gets up and starts to run, but accidentally collides with the killer. Now aware there's an intruder in her home, she panics. But the killer remains calm, picking up nearby objects and throwing them at her to make her more distressed. The woman runs into the bedroom, locks the door, and takes out her computer to call for help. Hearing her attempt to report the crime, the killer becomes frantic. As she's typing her emergency message, he smashes through the glass and rushes in, quickly pinning her to the floor. Just then, a phone rings. While the killer answers it, she quickly changes clothes and hides a camera behind her back. When the killer moves to attack her, she strikes him with the camera, knocking him down and escapes from the room. Realizing the elevator isn't an option, she runs toward the stairwell. The killer follows, tracking her by the sound of her footsteps. A desperate chase ensues in the stairwell, but she manages to hide in a corner, using her familiarity with the building to her advantage. Suddenly hearing the voice of a building manager, she quickly explains her situation and begs for help. Just as the manager is about to call the police, the killer appears and silences him. Hearing the commotion, the woman flees again, running through the emergency exit and out of the basement, screaming for help as she goes, with the killer close behind. She reaches the street and tries to get help from passers-by, but no one responds. Finally, she encounters a couple who, after hearing her story, prepare to call the police. Just then, a man appears, claiming to be a police officer and showing identification. Seeing this, the killer hides. The couple leaves after the officer explains the situation. The officer immediately calls for backup on his phone and escorts the woman back to the building entrance. But as they enter, she senses something is wrong. There are no other police around. The old man ignores her concerns and presses the elevator button. Suddenly, the killer appears from behind them. The horrible truth becomes clear. The old man and the killer are working together. They drag her into the elevator, her eyes filled with despair.